Hi, my name is Gagandeep Singh and I'm a student of sports psychology. My mission is to help people live amazing lives. In today's video, I'm going to offer you a new way to look at life that will help you reduce your stress, accelerate the learning process, and make your life's journey a lot more smoother. I call it the cause and effect perspective or neutral thinking. Let's check out what it is. Our life's experiences always go up and down. Sometimes our life feels very smooth and whatever we wish for and desire comes true. We call these the good times. And we always wish that they stayed with us and never went away. On the other hand, sometimes our life feels very challenging and turbulent. And no matter how hard we try, nothing seems to go our way. We call these the bad times. And even though we learn a lot from these experiences, we always want to stay away from them and wish that they were lesser in frequency and in magnitude. So in our minds, we are constantly struggling and striving to be on the good time side and stay away from the bad time side. And this struggling and striving causes a lot of unnecessary pain and suffering. So in today's video, we'll explore one method by which we can completely get rid of this model and look at life in a fresh new way. Like I mentioned, we categorize our life's experiences as good and bad, and we are constantly trying to lean towards the good side. Some of us are very good at doing this and call this skill optimism, whereby we are able to look at the bright side of everything. And although this skill of optimism is a great thing to have, it may not be helpful all the time because it may lead to repression of negative thoughts, and we may also miss out on some crucial data that life is throwing at us in the form of challenges. Also, not all of us are inherently optimistic. In fact, most of us are not. This is because we as human beings have an evolutionary adaptation, which is the negative bias that keeps us alive during challenging times. During challenging times, our brain floods us with negative thoughts in order to keep us away from environmental threats. To know more about this evolutionary adaptation, check out my video on the science of negative thoughts. So coming back to our topic of categorization. Whenever an undesirable event happens to us, we ask ourselves a lot of questions like, why is this happening to me? I'm such a good human being. Or I know this thing happened for a reason, but I still can't find the positives in it. Or why is this bad luck happening in my life? Maybe I am not a good human being and God is punishing me. And all these questions cause more stress than the undesirable event itself. So let's check out the cause and effect perspective and see how we can get rid of this continuous cognitive conflict. The cause and effect perspective asks us to look at life not in terms of good or bad, but as cause and effect. For example, if I fail in an examination, it is neither good nor bad. It is neutral and it is just cause and effect. Of course, failing an examination is an undesirable thing and I won't want that, but in itself it is a neutral event. If I get an A in an examination, it is not a good event. It is in itself a neutral event which is desirable for me. So what I do is, whenever I face an undesirable situation, I start asking myself the why questions and dig as deep as possible to find the root cause. Let's take an example. Let's assume a person is going through a very painful breakup. So what would they do if they were using the cause and effect perspective? Well, first of all, they would categorize the whole event as neutral and nothing but just a piece of information. Of course, this event is associated with the loss of a partner, so they would go through all the 5 stages of grief, but the event in itself will be neither good or bad. It will be neutral, and they would approach it as if they were approaching a puzzle. So the first question they would ask themselves would be, why is this breakup so painful for me? Well, maybe because the person that they broke up with was very important to them. So the next question would be, why was this person so important to them? Maybe because they satisfied their emotional needs or financial needs or spiritual, intellectual or sexual needs. So let's assume that this person was satisfying their emotional needs, which were very strong. So the next question would be, why do I have these strong emotional needs? Maybe because they never felt secure as a human being, and throughout their life they were seeking security through their partners. So then the next question they would ask themselves would be, why have I been seeking so much emotional security through my partners? Well, maybe because as a kid they were bullied, or maybe their parents never appreciated them, or maybe they didn't have anybody who provided them with emotional security. So in this example, let's assume that their parents didn't appreciate them as a child. So the next question would be, why didn't they appreciate them as a child? Well, maybe because they themselves had some mental health issues, or maybe they didn't have any good parenting skills, or maybe they were too busy tackling the challenges in their own lives. So after all of this analysis, what we realize is that the lack of parenting skills actually led to a painful breakup in this person's life, and lack of parenting skills was not even in the control of this person. So this person would dig deep into their problem until they are able to arrive at the root cause, which is in this case the lack of parenting skills in their parents. We know that security is a fundamental human need and is linked to our survival. So if this person can address this need through other healthy means like professional counseling or psychotherapy, which is ideal, or through friends, family, job, religion or spirituality, their next breakup wouldn't be as painful as this one. In fact, it would be a lot less stressful, and they would not end up blaming themselves or their luck or God. In fact, the whole concept of good or bad luck is thrown out of the window by using the cause and effect perspective. Also, they would not waste a lot of energy trying to look at the bright side of life, and they wouldn't also miss the crucial data which this breakup was trying to show to them, which was the lack of emotional security. And most importantly, they would not be continuously striving in their mind to be on the good side and avoid the bad times in their life. By using the cause and effect perspective, you can look at life the way a child looks at a puzzle. Imagine living like a child for the rest of your life without any stress at all. And this concept of cause and effect can be applied to any other event in your life, be it an undesirable event such as a physical injury if you play sports, or a financial or career crisis, or even a death of a family member. And it can also be applied to desirable events in our life, and we can understand the root cause of our accomplishments. For example, getting a promotion, or a healthy relationship, or accomplishing fitness goals. By using the cause and effect perspective, we can turn any event of our life into a puzzle which can be solved. I have been using this cause and effect perspective for a very long time. And it's not just me. Last year I went to a national conference on sports psychology where the head coach of US women's national volleyball team said the same thing. They said that they did not approach each match with the pressure to win, but they approached each match with a curiosity to solve the puzzle. And it's not just them or me, even the greatest philosophers, they have been saying for a long time that nothing in our life is good or bad. Maybe this is what they are referring to. A very good friend of mine, Toby Hansen, who has healed more than 100,000 people, he says something very beautiful. He says that none of us failed deliberately. Given our circumstances, knowledge, and skill sets, we do the best that we can in that moment. The idea is to learn from that experience and move on so that we are in a better position next time. And this cause and effect technique helps us learn faster. Of course, with this new knowledge, we will make new mistakes and then we would learn from those mistakes and move on. The cause and effect perspective helps us learn from those mistakes faster, makes our life's journey smoother, and also develops our analytical skills, which are in such high demand by companies these days. So the next time you face an undesirable event in your life, turn it into a puzzle and have fun solving it. That's it from my side. My name is Gagandeep Singh. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to hit the like, share and subscribe buttons and share this video with somebody you feel will benefit from watching this. I hope you all have a wonderful day ahead and I'll see you again next week. Bye.